Yeah, welcome to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Reviews and reactions. Let's go. It's the Brown Boy Wonder. Hold it down, representing for the culture. Every episode brings you closer into the mind and the heart of a hustler, where the truth and the groove collide. Stay tuned in, come enjoy the ride. Keep it authentic like that, never hold back. It's the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. The Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. Subscribe, share, and stay tuned in. The vibe's always on.
This is the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast.
Welcome back to the Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. We are back to talk about Season 2 of Batman the Animated Series. Guys, we are done with Season 1. We are done with our first movie, The Mask of the Phantasm. Great movie. But now let's get into Season 2, Episodes 1 through 5. Of course, before I do that, let me introduce my guest here. My first guest, he is Avatar: The Last Airbender. It is Skyler. Skyler, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It feels like I haven't been here in a while, or maybe I was here last week. I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, it's been a while. We took a week break, but don't worry. Because we have our second guest. He got shot. It is Anthony. Anthony, how are you doing today?
Jesus.
Oh my god, a bullet for me? No, I don't want that. I treat my landlords very well, thank you very much.
Okay.
But I'm doing fine.
Fantastic. And my last guest, she might be in trial for loving too many crabs. It is Ray. Ray, how are you doing today?
I called it. Okay, so we know every week you give us these little intros, and we were trying to figure out. I was like, "What is he gonna say for Ray?" And I was like, "Oh, he's gonna say she is on trial." I called it.
Damn it!
That's very true. That is exactly what you said.
I thought you were just going to say she had a garden.
I was thinking about that, but I'm like, I feel like in trial is more intense.
Yeah, I agree.
Intense describes my life, I guess. I'm okay. I'm here.
Jesus,
That's
okay.
great. That's great. Well,
Happy to have you.
Well, guys, thinking back of Season 1, do you guys love Season 1 as a whole of Batman the Animated Series?
Yeah, I guess so.
It was pretty
Right?
good.
Yeah.
I thought it was a solid tier 8 S-list of episodes for Season 1, but maybe Season 2 might be a little bit better.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. I don't remember. I mean, Season 1 had some real heaters in there. Had like a couple stinkers, but we're not going to throw out the good one with the bad ones, I guess.
Yeah, that's
True.
I would give the whole Season 1 a thumbs up. I would definitely give the movie a thumbs up that we
Mhm.
watched, and I might be giving a couple more thumbs up with the episodes today.
Oh,
I might giving some thumbs down for this one, but who knows? We might change my mind here.
If there's a thumbs
let's not
down
get ahead of
coming, I
ourselves.
feel like I know what episode it is.
Oh, okay. Well, let's get into it, guys. It is Season 2, Episode 1, or if you're counting from our schedule here, I think 65, whatever. I'm going to go with Episode 1 here. It
Sure.
is Sideshow. In the forest outside of Gotham, a train carrying Killer Croc drives down its tracks. Croc has been declared sane and therefore responsible for his crimes, and he is now being taken to prison. The reporters discuss this and jokingly claim wishing he breaks out so they have something to write about. Indeed, Croc breaks free of his chains by biting through them and overpowers the guards. Fortunately, one of the guards manages to shoot him with a tranquilizer dart before he climbs to the top of the train. Batman, who has had disguised himself as a reporter, gives chase, and the two fight. Do you guys like his Superman moment when he ripped off his clothes?
Yeah, I think it's funny that you can just see Bruce Wayne with a fake mustache in the background here, and then you see him
That's true.
scuttle away, and yeah, he pulls open the shirt and sees his logo. I want to point something out. This is slightly getting ahead of ourselves because in a few
boy.
episodes from now, we're talking about one of Batman's villains that they said, like, well, she should go to prison, but because Batman caught her, we're just going to put her back in Arkham. But now here, they're specifically saying, like, well, Killer Croc is not insane, he's just a crocodile, so we're going to send him to prison. Who caught him? Because if Batman caught him, they would have put him in Arkham.
That is true. That is
Montoya
true.
caught him or something.
You know what? It would have been Montoya.
Yeah.
But then Bullock took the credit. But then no one believed him.
And the pizza.
Yeah, he took the pizza.
Well, during the fight, Croc falls off the train and pulls Batman down with him. Batman is knocked out while Croc remains conscious. He tries to crush Batman with a boulder, but the sedative dazed him and he missed. Croc falls off the cliff he's on and runs away. I do want to point out that, at least in this episode, or maybe season 2 as a whole, we have some good animation here. Really good animation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Is
noticed that with this episode too.
Is that going to be a thing going forward where we have slightly better conditions to make the episodes animated better for season 2?
I guess. Well, maybe because they're outside and there's more color. There's greens and blues.
There's some different stuff going on. I know I read somewhere that the director really likes this episode because it was in a new location. The fact that we're in like the forest and things, and we've got mountains and rivers and stuff. The director really liked that because it was something new. We always see Gotham. It's always Gotham. So the chance of doing something new, maybe they saw that as a chance to because we talked about it before, where a lot of times in animation there's like an A episode and a B episode. They have them animating at the same time. So I wonder if they handed this off to a studio that they trusted to be like, hey, make this episode look good, studio that we like. And it's like, oh, for Killer Croc. Okay, good for him, I guess. Props to him for getting a well-animated episode.
Yeah.
I mean, it also helps that season 2 is a lot shorter than season 1.
That's a fair point.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, do you guys remember the first episode of the debut of Killer Croc? It was just him
Where
in the
Batman
sewer.
went to SeaWorld?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I remember.
That's episode.
Of course I remember.
Well, here he goes to Frontierland, so
Yeah,
all-
just all the theme
all good.
parks.
Well, later, Batman wakes up and starts to follow Killer Croc's trail. Despite being doozy, Croc manages to make his way through the forest and gets pretty far before Batman almost catches up with him. Batman starts to cross a tree. Croc uses a bridge, a gap, but Croc pushes some boulders down onto breaking the tree and sending Batman falling. Batman manages to catch the edge of the canyon walls, but is trapped below. At this moment, it looks like Batman is having a hard time outdoors.
He's not used to it. This is not his element.
Well, he's a bat. Shouldn't he be? Does he know his environment?
No.
Are bats known for environments?
No, they're known for chimneys.
Pat's known for environments. I don't know about that.
Well, thinking Batman is gone, Croc continues to make his way through the forest, but slips while skipping on some rocks, falling into the waterfall. He has swept away and saved by a boy who has flippers instead of hands and feet. This seal boy, Billy, takes him to his friends, a giant Goliath, a hunchback, Richard, and Siamese twins, May and June, believing Croc to be...
Real quick,
Yeah.
don't say Siamese twins. That's an outdated term.
Okay.
They're joined twins.
Joint twins. Okay.
Ooh,
Well,
cancel him.
Say the movie Stuck on You. Say that.
Well, I won't say the S word then. I
Well,
won't.
Yeah, they're
wherever you
conjoined
got your-
twins.
Wherever you got your notes from, it's gonna say it again. So
You're right.
I want to point out that this kid was like a jump scare to
Yes.
me.
Oh,
It's like
yeah.
it's like a little like suddenly a little anime boy comes swimming up.
Yeah, it looks strange. You're like, did they draw him weird? What happened? And it's like, oh
He-
no, he's Seal Boy.
He looks like if a cartoon that is not in the style of anime drew an anime character for like a joke.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
that's what his
right.
face looks like.
Like a sort of Speed Racer inspired, sort
Yeah,
of like a
yeah,
Mm.
art style.
100%.
Yeah,
Oh, he does look like that kid. What was the Speed Kid Racer kid name?
Speed Racer.
Speed.
Is it Speed? Okay, okay. Yeah. So the kid Billy took Killer Croc to their home. Croc wakes up to see their circus posters. Richard introduced himself as being like Richard III from Shakespeare's play. Croc acts fairly friendly towards these people, and they claim that they're a farm, that their farm is a sanctuary for all the disformed people. Croc is only too happy to hear this. For a time, Croc helps out with the chores and claims that he is part of the freak show. How are we feeling about this circus family here?
They're cool. I don't. They're all right.
It is pretty funny that like one of them's just a big guy. Brad Garrett he's just a big man. And another guy just has a hunch, that's just a
Yeah.
normal thing. Conjoined twins, something that's also pretty normal. And then a seal boy. And it's like, okay, that one I get as like a circus freak. Everyone else I feel like could live decently normal lives. But it's a different time, I guess.
Does it imply that the leader, the guy with the hunchback, just found a circus and instead of joining the circus, he said, "You're like me. Come with me. Follow me into the woods." And then they did.
And then they did. Yeah.
They did.
They followed them to the Sanderson sisters' house from the beginning of Hocus Pocus.
Oh no!
Well, meanwhile, Batman makes his way across the canyon wall and climbs his way out. Back at the farm, Croc is given a bed and learns that the family has $50K to their name. Later that night, Croc goes looking for that money and finds it hidden in a pipe organ, but begins to have second thoughts about stealing, and upon remembering about their hospitality towards him, I was a little bit mad about Killer Croc here. Like, how can you steal from these people?
Because it was $50,000. That was
'Cause he's a
too
bad
good of a
man.
hiding spot. It was too good of a hiding spot. I don't believe Croc would have found it.
You think he's that
He was
dumb?
looking.
He's like, "There's not money in the big piano thing." Yeah, no, he wouldn't have looked in there.
Damn. Well, Billy, our boy Billy, finds him poking around and asks, "What's he doing?" Croc claims he's simply looking for a blanket and stashes the money away. Billy talks
and
to
then Croc gives him a glass of water, pats him on the head, and sends him back up to bed to dream about Christmas.
Yeah. Well, as you said, Billy talks to Croc about having a great place for his members of family and allowed to be themselves. I mean, again, look, I do want Billy to have a long life. I don't know if he'll have a long life, but I hope he does.
The poachers are gonna get him.
Yeah, maybe.
Cool.
Outside, Batman arrives and finds the Goliath sleeping outside. Batman asks about Croc, but the Goliath attacks him, trying to protect his new friend. Batman faces off the Goliath, but is overpowered by Croc and thrown into the cage. The family is horrified by Batman's appearance, and Croc tells that he's the only one who put him into the freak show. Batman tries to tell them the truth, but they refuse to believe him. However, they're at a loss as what to do with Batman. Croc decides to do the only thing is to kill him, but the family refuses to allow it. Croc attacks them in his rage, revealing that he is lying. Richard tells him he has to leave, but Croc takes the gassing pellets from Batman's belt and knocks out the family. Look, Killer Croc will always be a son of a bitch.
Whoa!
Oh my goodness.
Oh, getting
Strong
spicy.
words for a strong man.
Come on, man. These families trying to help you, and you repay them like this. Come on.
Yeah.
He just wanted to kill the Batman.
Yeah, that's true. That's
It is a pretty funny thing to imagine of just them being like, I'm not a killer. And they're like, is it true? Are you a killer? It's like, no, of course not. Now let me kill Batman. Like, let me prove I'm not a killer by, stabbing a Batman with a pitchfork.
Classic Croc.
terrible. Croc locks up his friends and goes to steal the cash. Finding a gun, he prepares to kill Batman, but he runs into the side of the cage, causing it to roll towards Croc. The cage smashes against the rocks below, and Batman escapes. Furthermore, the Goliath is able to bend the bars of the cage, and he is chained to release his family. Despite to escape, Croc locks himself in the mill and starts firing down on the group. Fortunately, Billy knows of an underwater entrance to show Batman. Batman enters and attacks Croc, getting the gun away from him. But Croc grabs a chain and hook. Batman easily manages to disarm Croc, and the fight is taken outside. Croc manages to get Batman underwater, where he has the advantage. However, Batman grabs a hold of the mill wheel and gets out of the water. Croc instantly is after him. But after getting too high on the wheel, Batman jumps over to Croc, but gets caught in the crack in the wheel. How do you guys like this action here? I feel like it's more than the last one, the last Killer Croc episode.
It was intense, and you describing it just now was intense.
It was. I got shivers in my booty. Happy, happy to see his enemy stuck. Croc falls to pay attention to his surroundings and is crushed between the wheel and the mill. Knocked out, he is taken in by Batman. Batman said, "Show's over, folks." With that one-liner, it's a 10 out of 10 for me. This episode here.
Was that a little offensive for Batman to say that in front of these circus
Maybe.
folks? Show's over, you freaks. I was like, whoa, Batman, what the hell?
Right there.
Well, later, Croc is fitted with a straitjacket and a mask preventing him using his jaws. Before he's taken away, Billy asks him why he turned on them. Croc responds that he's only doing what Billy said, which is being himself. Damn. Are we giving this? Yeah. Are we giving this episode a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up. I like the sort of new environment for it, and I think this is about as much as you can do with a character like Killer Croc. Like we've seen what he can do at this point, and I think this is about it. Him kind of with other characters that could be considered like freaks in a sense. Him tricking him and showing his true colors that, just because he has a horrible skin condition and is a crocodile man, that's not what makes him bad. His actions, who he is as a person, that's what makes him bad. And I think it's, we get a lot of stories of like misunderstood characters and things like that.
No.
And I like that he was just a bad person. I like that was almost the moral of the story of like, oh yeah, no, it's what's inside that counts. Because look at all these other people that aren't bad and they're just normal trying to live their life. So yeah, I don't know what you could do with the character past this point, and so I'm glad they gave him something to do.
Oh, 100%. What about you, Skyler? Do you really like this episode?
I'm gonna give it a thumbs up as well. I like the way Anthony just described the juxtaposition between Croc, who has a physical deformity, and then these other people and how they're good and he's bad. I came away from this episode thinking that I wished they had shown a little bit more of Croc's humanity. I suppose not in the sense that I think he should have been a good guy in any shape or form, but I just feel like it would have been more interesting to see any connection at all that he had with these freaks. He just kind of showed up, and then day 2 he was like, yeah, I'll rob him.
He didn't care.
Yeah, so I just wish that maybe if there was a scene in here where I really felt he connected with the kid at least, which I guess was supposed to be the scene where he puts the money back, but it doesn't really read that way to me. It kind of feels more like he was just like, oh, I'll get this later.
What?
You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I know what you mean. What about you, Ray? Do you love this episode?
I wouldn't say I love it. Also, Skyler, you didn't give a thumbs up or down.
Oh, you did. Yeah, you didn't.
Start by saying that I liked it and I gave it a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
Ooh, listen
I
back,
remember.
people. Let's see if Ray is wrong.
Probably. No, I don't love this episode, but like I don't dislike it either. It's nice. Also, as we brought up, the animation's really good. I like the change in setting and scenery. That's
Yeah.
that makes it nice and fascinating. And I like that because it's very easy to like the show came out in the 90s and they could have easily made it that all of these characters were bad or shown in a poor light and anything. And like even though like their disabilities and malformations aren't like mocked or anything, it would have been nice if we got to learn about them a bit more, but they are shown in a nice light, so that's good. So yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up.
Nice. Look, I'm also giving the thumbs up because I think in modern television or movies, whatever, there's a lot of like redeemable villains, right? Like, he's a bad guy, but he's doing good stuff. But I like a real villain. They're called a villain for a reason, and Croc shows that. Like, he's not redeemable at all. So that's why I love this episode.
Yeah, he doesn't really need to be anything more than that.
Exactly. For like another example, I don't want to spoil it, but the show Penguin, we know how he is. So
I was thinking of that.
yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah, but yeah, that was a great episode there. Let's get into a very jazzy episode here, episode 2. A bullet for Bullock. Before we start into this, would you guys take a bullet for Bullock?
No.
I mean, as learned by this episode, I would say it's more likely that we would fire a bullet at Bullock. I think that's how most of America would feel. So right now we're all suspects on who shot a bullet at Bullock.
Oh damn.
Right. Every time he leaves his front door, people are just shooting at him, trying to run him over, attacking him with clubs. I just hate this man so much.
Yeah.
We do get the I think this is the first episode of us watching the Batman Robin Adventures intro here.
This one's listed later in the season.
Yes,
so I don't know what the actual first episode would be that has it. I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out. But do you guys like this intro better or the OG?
Probably the original. I mean, this one's fine. This one's good, but I don't know.
I mean, the original is as iconic as you can get, right? Just with the whole scene of Batman fighting the guys on top of the bank and everything. Like that is iconic. I like the music in this one because it's more like the Shirley Walker animated theme as opposed to the Danny Elfman like Batman 89 theme. So yeah, I would say 9 times out of 10 any normal person would pick the original intro, but I do respect the music choice. And this was around that time that they were like, hey, can you put Robin in an episode? And they were like, what? And they're like, yeah, can he be in like every episode? Because they wanted to like appeal to little kids and things. They're like, sure. And so they changed the title of the show and they tried to get Robin in almost every episode. So that's the era that we're in currently.
Well, Robin is cool, so we'll take it.
Yeah.
I was that little kid.
Oh, you loved Robin when you were a kid?
I mean, don't we all like Robin? Don't we like Dick Grayson? He's
I mean, we
good.
all love Dick Grayson now. We'll see some Dick Grayson loving later on in this podcast, but yeah.
There'll be a lot of Dick coming in.
No.
I'll censor myself. I'm gonna go into the ahead of room.
You don't have to censor yourself when you talk about someone's name.
He has to. His mom listens.
No, she doesn't. But
She doesn't.
But Bullock walks home in the snowy night and is almost run over by a car. He fires at the driver, but misses. Later that night, the bat signals lit up, and Batman arrives. However, instead of Commissioner Gordon, Bullock is the one who turned it on. He explains that someone has been trying to kill him, and he's a loss at who it is.
You know what's funny about that?
Yeah,
We've seen one attempt, and as far when it happened, as far as Bullock knew at the time, it could have been a drunk driver. His first instinct was still to pull out his pistol and fire off a shot at him, and then immediately he goes into the GCPD, turns on the bat signal. He's like, "Someone's trying to kill me." That may have been. I mean, if someone was trying to kill him, to be fair,
Yeah.
but jump to conclusion.
Jump to a conclusion. You're right.
he knows he has a lot of enemies, so might as well just get help from Batman. He won't talk to his department for fear that they might find some information on him that could damage his career. Isn't it already damaged? Batman agrees to help and take some files from Bullock. Do you guys imagine in a world where Batman and Harvey Bullock working together? I don't see that.
It's this episode.
Oh, sorry. Bullock returns home and is immediately lectured by the building owner, Nevins, about his messy habits ruining the building. You just see him walking in with his muddy ass shoes in the apartment. I mean, I don't blame him. But Bullock is unconcerned and rudely brushes him off. Meanwhile, Batman puts data given to him by Bullock into the computer and goes to see him. I do have a question here. Was the building owner right to lecture Bullock?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
He's a bad tenant. He's always told him, like, clean up your place. I don't want roaches. And then what do? We go into Bullock's apartment and it's filled with roaches and there's holes in the wall for some reason. He's been putting his head through the wall. There's empty pizza boxes and whatnot, full pizza boxes.
that's
He's
true.
not wrong. It's disgusting.
Oh, jeez.
There's a point where he thinks someone's in there to kill him. And he turns on the lights, and it's just enough cockroaches that he thought it was a person.
Yes.
Disgusting.
But I won't lie, I'm inclined to go against the landlord here. Not just because he's a landlord, although that's a good reason. But because he's the snooty maitre d' from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He looks exactly like that guy.
He does. He does.
He's like, Bullock, you filthy mongrel beast, you clean up your mess. It's just like, come on, guy. We live in Gotham City. I'm a working class.
He's pounding on his chest, going, "You brute! You brute!" Yeah.
Remember that cockroach eating a burger in Krusty Krab?
I do.
I mean,
Yeah.
it might as well be at Bullock's apartment.
That's my header picture on social media.
Oh, is it? Oh, damn. Very nice. That's a fine cockroach there. Elsewhere, Bullock and Montoya go after a gang of bank robbers. They try to escape, but Bullock chases one of them on the roof of a building on the roof. The thugs hide and try to shoot Bullock and almost succeed until Batman knocks him out before he can fire. Bullock is ungrateful and tells Batman to meet him later. He then continues with the arrest, not following regular police procedures. His shift is over. Bullock returns home and finds Batman waiting for him. He thinks whoever is after Bullock is only trying to scare him, not kill him. The culprit tried to kill him on the street instead of in the privacy of his own apartment. Going on with his life, Bullock goes to buy some donuts and heads out for the subway. However, he waits. As he waits, he is shoved in front of the train tracks, and he is almost ran over. What donut place opens at night?
One for Bullock.
That's a good question.
Hmm.
I'm sure that in cities there are 24-hour places that sell donuts. But
True.
this is the Bullock episode, so we have to talk about in the scene where he goes back to his apartment and Batman's there. Bullock starts eating the gross pizza that's on the table. Probably
Mhm.
had roaches over it all day.
Mhm.
And then after that, after eating some old moldy pizza, he then is like, I'm going to go out and get a bag of donuts.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's crazy.
he's got a good life.
Does he?
Yeah,
He's hungry.
He's
He's
popular
hungry.
enough.
He lives next to the 24-hour donut shop. Of course he's got a good life.
All right, all right.
He's got his own apartment. He can eat whatever he wants.
Oh, it's rent controlled?
yeah.
He's got all those pets?
Mm.
He's got a bunch of pets and roommates and friends, and he's got nice coworkers, and he's got a guy that could do whatever he wants if he puts a light in the sky. Like, yeah,
Mm.
Bullock's life is pretty good.
Yeah, he's living it.
I guess so. Back at work, Bullock is pretty shaken up by the attacks. Batman arrives and tells him about Vincent the Sharky, a criminal who has lost an empire to Bullock and has been set to be free. Bullock and Batman both believe that he's the one, and Bullock is sent to see Summers Gleason, who is working on a piece on the crack houses. I can tell, at least in this episode or in that scene, that Batman really cares about Bullock, but he doesn't show it. Or he doesn't tell him, but I can see it. I can see it through his actions.
Well, cares is a strong word. It's Batman's duty to protect people, and Bullock is a people.
Yeah,
I think he
as
likes the guy.
defined by law.
No, I see that he cares about him. Behind the scenes, I think he cares about him more than Gordon.
Do you think he would make Bullock the next Robin?
Too big
Imagine.
to fit in the suit.
We can stretch out the suit.
You
We
can
only
do
have
that.
the one.
Alfred does not have enough material to make a Robin suit for Bullock.
Oh, no.
we could just fit him in the normal one. His belly's hanging out.
Oh, well, Bullock goes to see Summer, but she's reluctant to help him. Intent on getting what he wants, Bullock raids Gleason's office without her permission. While Bullock searches Gleason's file, Batman interrogates a drug dealer on the street. After some persuasion, the drugger gives up the location of Vinny the Shark. You can tell that he's a drug dealer because he wears sunglasses at night. That's my one clue, one tell.
So he can.
Yeah. I mean, how can you... Oh, first of all, it's at night. How can you see with the sunglasses?
Batman almost
can't
killed
see.
this guy. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Bullock almost kills this guy.
When he drops him from the roof, there's like maybe like 2 inches between his head and the pavement, and then a truck comes by, and Batman's just like, "Yeah, I planned that." No.
Well, back at Gleason's office, Summer walks in and finds Bullock and her files. She's pissed off and refuses to help him and sends him on his way out. With the information in
Fair,
hand.
honestly.
Yeah, I mean...
He straight up told him, "Give me an hour, and then I'll help you." And he's like, "Well, I don't know what I'm going to do for an hour." And he raids her office. Like...
he's not a patient man.
An hour. There's no
Clearly.
donut shop on the street.
Well, with information in hand, Batman finds Bullock and takes him to the Shark's hideout. I like the scene where Bullock is in the Batmobile, and he's like, "Hey, what does this do?" And Batman's like, "Don't touch that." I like
He
that scene.
handles it much more eloquently than that. It's a
That's true.
perfect. He has to have that, like, because the amount of times that Batman gets random people in the passenger seat of the Batmobile, and of course,
Right.
every single time they're going to be like, "What does this do?" at a random button. So the perfect response is what he says: "Passenger ejector seat." Then they won't touch it.
And Bullock goes, "Ee!" He gets really scared. Batman's lying. That's the headcanon I'm
Yeah.
going with. Is
Yeah,
Batman
of
is
course.
100% lying just to scare Bullock.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah.
But what happens if Bullock goes like, "Okay, what about this one?" And then he just pushes something else.
Then dies.
that one was the real passenger ejector seat.
No. Well, however, Batman isn't too sure. It's the Shark that's been sending the letters and making the shots at Bullock. At the same, Bullock insists on going in. The duo starts to take on the thugs, of the Shark's thugs, but are captured in the process. The Shark prepares to kill off Bullock, but Batman saves him with the gas pellets. With the gang knocked out by the tear gas, Batman and Bullock easily manages to take them down. The Shark makes a run of it, and Bullock catches him with this collar. Bullock decides that things are over. I think that rhymes. Batman and Bullock. That's a good duo instead of Batman and Robin. B&B. I think I like that name. As a tag
So
team
it
name.
rhymes?
Not rhymes, but like, when you
Alliteration?
yeah, like when you have two of the same letters, it just goes
Yeah.
well. Like I can't think of anything. Bullock.
Lamb and tuna fish.
Yes. What? Yeah, like that.
I'm over. Anthony is good.
Okay, thank you.
Bullock takes Shark to the police headquarters, interrogates him, but the Shark insists that he knows nothing about the letters. Bullock is not convinced, but there's nothing more he can do until there's the big ending here. Later that night, Bullock returns home and is confronted by a thug in a mask. The thug is frightened to point. Is frightened to the point of trembling, and Bullock even almost recognizes him. The thug is ready to kill him, but Batman arrives and takes him down. The thug's mask is removed, and he's revealed to be Skyler. You go ahead.
Who
is he?
Sausage King of Chicago.
What?
No, sorry. It's the landlord. It's Nivens.
It's Nivens. Nivens explains he explains he hated Bullock for all the rudeness and filthy habits that he wanted him to be gone. That was why he made the theft threats and murder attempts. Breaking down, he starts laughing and crying hysterically. Bullock states how ironic it is that he's thinking of moving anyway. This time, he genuinely thanks Batman for saving him, but Batman merely leaves as Bullock takes Nivens away. Is this a thumbs up or a thumbs down for this episode?
Thumbs up, I would say.
Thumbs up.
It's a great showing for Harvey Bullock in many ways. One, it shows how much of a slob and a bad person he is, that even a simple landlord would want to get rid of him. But two, it shows that he's not that bad of a guy. Yeah, we get this sort of beginning piece of Bullock and Batman face to face, and Batman's like, "You and I are not the same," because they're not the same, but they fight for the same things. Ultimately, Bullock is a good person. He's never on the take. He's not a dirty cop. He's just a guy that is willing to do what needs to be done. And it's a funny payoff. I can see people maybe being disappointed by it, but like, it's a funny payoff that the person that wants him dead is the person who wants him dead. It's fun. I like it. Thumbs up.
I agree with you. What about you, Skyler?
Thumbs up. Good funny bits. Good music.
Great music.
I guess if I had a nitpick, it would be that by the time that you're introduced to the like neurotic landlord being like, "Come on, Bullock, don't be awful," you're like, "Well, that's the guy that's trying to kill you." But you know what? I do really like how genuinely upset Bullock is that this guy wanted to kill him. He was just like, "What, Nivens? But you're my best friend." But that's kind of what his reaction was. He misread the relationship 100%.
Oh, Bullock.
He doesn't get it.
No, Ray, do you love Bullock because of this episode?
No, I don't.
Would you live in his
love
house for $100?
$100?
Yeah,
like
would you
maybe
live in
an
his-
hour, but like
No.
not a flat rate.
You
Oh
live,
my God,
you
too
live-
reasonable.
you live in there forever for $100.
No, of course not.
And a
I
lollipop.
do like this episode. It's good. As a person who lives in an apartment, I can understand at least the other way of being annoyed at a landlord. But like this also in a way kind of shows like there has to be something in like Gotham's waters, because like sir, does him having like cockroaches not just violate the lease agreement to where you
True.
can kick him out? You don't have to. You don't have to threaten him.
There was
To
he
so
never got anything in writing. Bullock was
No.
the first tenant. He was this guy's first tenant ever. And there was nothing in the lease agreement that said he had to obey any rules. He just thought this guy was going to be okay. And now every
Yeah.
time he's like, Bullock, you got a little cockroaches problems coming out from under your door. And he's like, don't be a big fucking nerd, you big loser. Come on.
It's true that rent control really controls everything. Like
yeah.
Bullock controls the rent. He controls everyone's rent. The
Oh my
whole
goodness.
building. He gets it. He is on the take of the rent.
That is part of this problem. He's like, you know how much your space is worth. Like he recognizes that if he had a normal person, he could charge oodles amount of money, but he doesn't. He's got a guy with plans that has backup legally.
Wow. Anywho, for those reasons, and the fact that like when he's in the car and he's going to like fake out run Bullock over, and you see him in like the mirror, he looks really scary with his like nylon like mask.
Ooh,
Yes.
the monster.
I like that. But yeah, this episode gets a thumbs up.
Yeah, it's 100% thumbs up for me too. I think it's just I feel like I'm like Arnold from Hey Arnold. There's innocent apartments, listening to jazz, looking in the sky. That's what this episode reminds me of. It's all jazz
Alright.
for me.
Nothing related to murder or Bullock or Batman.
I love
It's like
Bullock.
this
Jazz.
reminds me of Hey Arnold. And, yeah.
I love jazz. But don't worry, guys, because I said that, because I do have an interesting fact. For this episode won an Emmy Award for Outstanding Music Direction.
Awesome.
Oh, good.
Glad it was the Bullock episode.
Yeah. I just skipped the interesting fact for the first episode. I just want to say that right now.
No, it's too late. Too late.
No, I gotta say right now.
We're leaving it.
The episode we talked before, alongside the Demon Quest Part 2, are the only two episodes of the show taking place entirely out of Gotham City. That's it.
Yeah.
All right, now episode 3, the biggest, probably the best episode with these 5 right here. It is Trial. Not The Trial, it's called Trial. At the latest trial, Pamela Isley is sentenced to be returned to Arkham Asylum yet again. Gotham City's newest district attorney, Jant Van Thorn, presses for life imprisonment, but the court's hands are tied by the fact that Poison Ivy was apprehended by Batman instead of the regular police officer. When Ivy is returned to Arkham, Harley Quinn, Ray's favorite, greets her confidently, and that there'll be inmates soon, and they're going to throw a party, courtesy of Mad Hatter, who has planted his mind to control chips on the guards. Janet's quotes on television as saying Batman's is a disgrace, claiming that he's the only one who essentially created all of the Gotham City's super criminals. She feels that Batman has made city independence on his myth instead of facing the reality of what needs to be done to suppress crime. Is she right?
She's a hater. No.
She doesn't like Batman's, the will of defeating crime, I guess.
Well, because of the movie that we watched, Mask of the Phantasm, we know Joker was already a criminal before he was the Joker.
That's
and before Batman was even like officially going around the streets. Like this city would have been blown up no matter what.
Look, no one wants to live in Gotham City. No one.
What one guy does, because his apartment is rent controlled and he lives next to a
that's
24-hour donut shop.
Oh, that guy. Well, that night, Janet and Bruce Wayne have a dinner date, but is called away by a phone call. A short time later, the bat signal appears, and Batman receives a note from Commissioner Gordon informing him that Janet has been kidnapped. He goes to the. He goes there, but is ambushed and knocked out by Harley and Ivy. Batman was not being stealthy here. I don't know what was the problem here. He just came out of the blue,
You're right.
right? I mean,
And
this
he
is
should
not Batman.
apologize.
He should.
Well, no, it was Batman, but
Oh, okay.
That's very Batman.
Well, Batman awakens in a straitjacket in a cell in Arkham, where Janet has been taken as well. Two-Face welcomes her and informs her that, true to her words on television, Batman is going to be put on trial by them. She will be his attorney. If she succeeds in defending him, they both go free. Failure results in both to their deaths. We have a lot of bad guys in this episode. An impromptu courtroom is set up by the operating theater. The accused Batman, the cop, the ventriloquist, and Scarface. The prosecutor, of course, Two-Face. A defense attorney, Janet Van Thorne. The jury are the Mad Hatter, Poison Ivy, Killer Croc, the Scarecrow, the Riddler, and Harley Quinn. The judge
I'll say it before anyone else can. Let's be real, before Ray can correct you. Did you just call him the cop?
Sorry, the what do you call them? Bailiff.
Okay.
I don't want to call him the cop.
Because you read bailiff on the paper and you're like, I'm not saying that word.
How do you know that? How do you know that?
Also, are you calling her Van Thorn? Because it's Van Dorn.
Okay, nerd. Let's move on. That's
Yeah,
Dorn,
Abrar
Dorn,
alone.
jeez.
This is his
Dorn.
show. He welcomes you onto his show.
my tongue.
When you took the one thing I could have corrected him on, so I had to do the other.
You're like, oh, I'm glad I saved this in the pocket. I had this one ready just in case.
First of all, how dare you? Second of all, shut up.
My tongue gets tangled when I get the V and the D, so I don't know. I get a new.
Don't talk about putting the V and the D. Okay, let's move on.
Ah, please. Of course, we have the judge, the Joker. When I was watching this episode, this scene here, this should have been like the subplot in Dark Knight Rises. I think it could have been much better. I think if they took their time.
All these villains, and including villains that were just never in the movie before. They're just there.
Yeah. Well, remember the courtroom with Cillian Murphy as Scarecrow?
Yes, Cillian Murphy.
Yes.
I remember.
I feel like that should happen. Maybe it should have been a part 2-er, but it's okay. Batman stands before the court accused of creating each and every one of them, driving them to be criminals, freaks, and monsters. But Janet has studied the histories of the rogues thoroughly, and her defense is brilliant. The Mad Hatter claimed...
I feel like you lose the argument of you created all of us when you have Killer Croc in the room. You didn't... That's not on Batman at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, the Mad Hatter claims he was a harmless scientist, but admits that he has been driven mad with love for his young assistant, Alice, putting him on a path of crime. Harley thanks Batman for creating her loyal Putin, which Janet undermines by revealing that the last time she escaped from Arkham, the Joker ratted her out in her hopes of reducing his own sentence.
That's so
Ivy,
funny.
it is.
I really like that. That's like for me for this episode. That's like the ideal Joker Harley in this. Like they're all like googly eyed over each other, and she's so like happy. And then the second that reveals of like Joker's just a backstabbing guy. He's out for himself no matter what, and she gets all mad and angry at him. It's like I know nowadays people have mixed feelings about the Joker Harley relationship and what it means and all these things. In my opinion, if you could just make them both bad criminal people, then it works. You know, like if they could be sort of lovey-dovey one second and then at each other's throats the next, I think that's fun. And you see that here. It's fun to see her just so legitimately mad that she has to be taken out of the courtroom because she's going to beat the shit out of him. for doing what he did. He's like, and the Joker's really funny in this episode. I love him.
Yeah.
He's like reading comic books, and they talk about like, can I have that stricken off the record? He's like, are we supposed to be writing this down? Like he's a blast at this one. He's great.
I love when Joker is a side character because he operates on Roger Rabbit logic. He can only do something if it's funny.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Well, Ivy says it is Batman's fault. She's a criminal because since her only crime would been trying to kill the previous DA Harvey Dent, now Two-Face. However, Janet got her into admitting the death and violence of her. It's her her nature, I guess, her sentiments. Do you guys think Janet is doing a great job here?
Doing her best.
I don't think she has a lot of real competition in this room. There's only one guy with legal experience, and he's only half paying attention. But she's the DA. She's doing good,
100%.
especially considering that she's defending somebody who she wants to put in jail.
Exactly. So it's a cluster F for her there. Batman urges her to keep it going, to keep the bit going, while everyone elsewhere, the police follow the clues he has left. After fixing a tracer Batman dropped, Gordon finally gets a fix on his location. In her closing argument, Janet realizes that was wrong about Batman creating the criminals. Even without him, the rogues would have been likely turned on the same way. While Batman may be inspired some of their costume and dramatic poses, they made their own choice to become criminals. In reality, criminals created Batman. To her own astonishment, the jury finds Batman not guilty. That's great. He's not guilty, guys.
Wow.
But the Joker congratulates Janet on the job, well done, but then declares that they're going to execute them both anyways. Which was probably
that makes sense.
It was probably planned from the very beginning. I was kind of dumb. I was like, "Oh, great! Oh, that's Joker does that."
Wonderful.
You thought they were just gonna let him leave?
Yeah, I thought they had something done. What was I thinking? Batman is dragged.
This is a good point to bring up. So we haven't heard a lot of like characters in this. There's like Scarecrow and Mad Hatter and all sorts of stuff. Poison Ivy. The Riddler was seen in this episode, right?
Yeah.
Like he was part of the jury and everything. He does not say a single word. He does not speak. I guess they just needed to fill his spot and didn't want to get John Glover in for this episode.
Well,
And then the second everything happens, he's gone.
He's not there when they declare that he's not guilty.
Oh, that's true.
He doesn't exist.
Let's think it through this way. Last time we saw Riddler, didn't that computer like make him go brain dead?
Yes.
He's just not there.
So yeah, he was. They sat him in the seat, and they put his little hat on, but he's not.
He's not there.
saying anything because he can't. And then maybe during the trial. So okay, this is a choose your own adventure.
Okay.
Either A, he regained his faculties because he'll have an episode later, eventually coming up. So like his smarts came back to him, and he was like, "What am I doing?" And while the trial was happening, he used that opportunity to escape. That's why he wasn't there. Or B,
right,
he's still brain dead, and he just slumped over. He's on the floor.
I'd like to add this addition to it. So we know the Riddler, right? He's like an anal guy. He's like really smart. What if everyone voted not guilty as a bit so they could do the whole like, we're going to get you anyway? But the Riddler was so insistent on like, no, he's guilty. I will not let this slide. And so when they went to recess, right? And they locked him in the bathroom, and he's trapped in there, just like, let me out!
He kept hitting the buzzer twice, meaning no. And they're like, all right, get Edward out of here.
Get him out of here. No one likes him anyway.
No. Well,
I like that Mad Hatter got invited to the party here. I'm glad that the rest of the villains like to hang out with Mad Hatter.
He's crucial. They needed him to do the whole mind control
That's probably
thing.
the only reason he's here. But
Also, he's been in so many episodes. I mean, Mr. Freeze wasn't a part of this crew, so
No,
Ah.
he's elsewhere.
cold. Batman is dragged into one of the treatment rooms and is strapped to the electroshock couch. Before the switch is thrown, the Joker, who has swapped his judge robes for a priest robe, I guess, begins to unmask Batman. Just then, Janet remembers a batarang Batman left on a criminal hidden in her pocket and throws at the ceiling light, shattering it and plunging it to the room into the darkness. The moment's confusion is all, but Batman needs to break them out, tying up Harley. In the process, Killer Croc then guards the door before Batman takes him out, and Joker fires a machine gun, hitting Harley and damaging a generator, which shocks Croc. Do we consider Janet standing on business? I guess, Skyler, what do you say?
Am I the authority on that?
You started it.
I did start it. Yeah.
No,
I don't think
changed
she
her
quite-
point of view.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. She did not stand on business because her arc in this was like, I was wrong. We need Batman.
True.
So she came around to the right side of history, but she didn't stand on business.
No, she's almost there. I guess she's sitting on it. She's not standing on it.
She definitely threw that batarang on business.
Yeah, good action there. Batman and Janet escape, but the Scarecrow blocks their way. On the other side, the ventriloquist, Poison Ivy, and the Mad Hatter follows them. Batman pulls Janet out of the way of the Scarecrow's. What do you call that? That thing? Scythe. Okay, I was about to say like the weed
Yeah, that's called
scraper.
the scythe. Yeah.
Scythe. Okay.
Which is also still used for weeds.
Oh, is it also?
Yeah,
it is.
Scyther is a harvesting tool.
Okay. Oh, it makes sense because Scarecrow. And I got the show now. Which decapitates Scarface and lodges itself in the wall.
Without a doubt, my biggest laugh of the entire show. I'm hit, boys! As he goes down the stairs.
While Scarecrow is struggling with his scythe, Batman throws him into the other three rogues and runs off with Janet. They are then confronted by Arkham's inmates, led by Two-Face, with previous rogues coming behind them. Batman throws an inmate into the crowd and escapes with the DA through the roof. We should wear a utility belt like Batman, like on day-to-day basis. I feel like we can escape to places that we might need to go.
You'd be arrested immediately if you wore a utility belt.
Yeah, that's true. Well, as they make their way to get to the exit, Gordon and the police storm in and hold the mob at gunpoint. The Joker pursues Batman and Janet outside, tying up him with a rope and swinging a heavy gravel. He is subdued after a brief fight in which Batman kicks him so hard in the face. As the new day dawns, Janet makes her peace with Batman. They agree they both want the most for the city, and that Batman needs to be here. Do we give this episode a thumbs up or thumbs down?
A thumbs up for me. This is one of my favorite episodes. I think it's just a really good showing for a lot of characters, and it's a fun sort of comic booky concept of Batman on trial through all his villains and things like that. So, and it has a really good message at the end of Batman fighting for a world that doesn't need Batman. Like, that is the goal, is to not have to be Batman, as much as that is like never gonna happen. I really, really dig this episode. It's funny. It's still action packed. That whole section where, now that Batman's free and it's in the dark and it's like, oh, he's going like super badass mode. Love it.
Yes. What about you, Skyler? Do you rather be in Batman's place in this trial here?
What does that mean? No, they were going to kill him.
Yeah, that's true.
This, not only do I give this a thumbs up, this might be my favorite episode of the show, at least so far. I'm definitely gonna put it in the top 5 without question.
Hmm.
I don't know if it's number 1. It might be. I guess we'll circle back to that by the time we're done with this series.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we will be doing our top 5 favorite episodes of the whole series. So that'll be very soon. That's like months from now. How about you, Ray? Do you hate this episode?
No, I don't hate this episode.
Right.
All these questions you keep asking me if I love or hate, and I don't have that strong of feelings. No, I'll give the Trial of the Century a thumbs up.
I like that. Yeah, there's also a thumbs up for me. It's again, look, every time when Batman is in Arkham, it's always a good episode. Always.
That's true. That's true. You know,
Yeah.
and hey, who wasn't in this episode? The Penguin. And what was this
Oh.
episode? Good.
Yes.
Oh, dang.
Oh, Penguin, you
Got a
suck.
point.
You suck, Penguin.
I was gonna say Clock King wasn't here.
Oh.
Did he
probably
die?
dead. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably dead by now.
Did in his episode, was he like, maybe he's still out there, or maybe he's dead, he's gone?
Unless he lives in a clock.
No, he died.
He
Damn.
became one with time.
Oh, I need
No,
that.
he became one with the ground. And
Oh.
the worm.
Oh, I need all of those in the shirt. All those phrases in
up.
one shirt. All right. Don't have any interesting facts for this episode, which is shocking. I'm sorry, but let's.
We already
get
talked
it.
about the Riddler in the episode, so I think that covers it.
Yeah, I think that's more of an interesting fact. All right. Now, episode 4 of season 2, and it is called Avatar. The time and place is Egypt in 1898. Oh, what a time. A young boy brings a lantern to an explorer. He is lowered into a temple and searches through a lot of artifacts.
All right, so we know who this guy is.
Whoa!
Does he not look like a cartoon John Glover from Smallville? For those listening who don't know, we referenced him earlier.
We did. Oh.
Like later seasons, Lionel? Because
I mean-
earlier
just-
seasons,
just
he's got
John-
like
just
really,
John
he's got
Glover
really
in
long
general.
hair. I don't know. The hair is super long.
You know
in
what?
Smallville.
You know what? No. Okay, not him from Smallville. Him from Gremlins 2.
Okay, Gremlins 2. Yeah. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Mm.
I just said Smallville as a point of reference for any listener who didn't know. But let's be real. People aren't listening.
Look, I'm still in episode 1 of season 2 of Smallville. Hopefully, I'll be done soon before the new Superman trailer or Superman movie.
Excuse me.
We're all-
Done with what?
Smallville.
The show.
Episode 2.
The rest of the 10 season.
I'll be there. I'll be done. Well, real quick. What's one word you describe that new trailer of Superman?
Super.
Man,
Man.
He already said, "Man." What do you have to say, Ray?
I beat her to it.
Yeah.
No, we
The-
said it at the same time on my
yeah,
screen.
but the man said it first. He is a man. So
Oh, yeah.
But
Mm.
if he truly loves me, he would give it to
Oh.
me.
No, you pulled that full art. Okay, you're friends with Skyler now. All right.
Somebody
Skyler, give me
you.
super.
Every day is beautiful. Let's move
On
on.
DVD.
Oh,
Well-
James Gunn Super. James Gunn. There you go.
There we go,
You know what, Ray? Just say James.
James.
There it is.
Perfect. Well, suddenly a doorway starts to glow with light. The rope is suddenly pulled in with a such force that is it would take several men to pull it back up. When it's pulled up, only a burned, frayed end is retrieved. The explorer is nowhere to be found. What is one place you guys like to go exploring? I'll go first. I'll say
Okay.
either a haunted house
Oh,
or space.
that's pretty big. The second one.
It's a place. I'll go there for exploring.
Bro, you told me you wouldn't go to a haunted place earlier. You were like, I'm scared. So you're lying to the viewers to seem cool.
No. Not that haunted place. I'll go to a haunted place that I don't know about, but I know what happened in that haunted place, so I wouldn't go that.
I went to a vintage record store today, so I would explore that. That was pretty cool.
Okay. What about you, Anthony?
Well, no, I would do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd probably explore a haunted record store, maybe hear all the scary, spooky tunes.
Oh, just the ghost of Jim Morrison.
Yeah,
He's
a lot of ghosts when you think about it.
Oh.
Oh, what about you, Ray? Do you like to explore the deep waters of our Earth?
He's picking for you.
You kind of hit the nail on the head. I wanna explore the deep seas. I wanna see the animals that normally are not seen.
James Cameron, get him.
You gotta live with him, with James Cameron. He will show you.
You have to live with him.
I can't live with him. I have to live with him.
Submarine.
It's rank controlled.
Okay.
Well, back in the present, Lucius Fox condemns Bruce on his donating several Egyptian artifacts to the museum.
Did you say commends or condemns?
Commends. Did I say condemn?
I don't know.
Commends. He thanks him. Bruce.
Bruce, how could you donate all these to the museum?
Among these artifacts is half of the scroll of or wrist. I'll just say the scroll of O.
We're not going to correct you. Just go for it.
I'll say the scroll of O, the oldest Egyptian documents currently known. Later that night, a thief sneaks in and steals the scroll. However, Batman arrives and confronts the thief, shocked to see that it is Ubu, Ra's al Ghul, then reveals himself to throw an Egyptian cobra at Batman. The cobra bites him, injects him with poison. Batman barely has time to save himself with anti-venom, while Ra's al Ghul and Ubu escape. The return of Ra's al Ghul and Ubu. I feel like Batman should have accepted Ra's al Ghul's offer in the last episode.
That's what Ray said too.
Yeah, that's what he said. He should have accepted it.
Let's talk about the little costume that Ubu was wearing. I keep wanting to call him Sabu. Rest in peace.
Yes.
It looked like the Prowler from.
That's
Spider-Man.
what I said.
It's like a mix between the Prowler and then the Phantasm from the movie. I was
little bit, yeah. Ubu is
the same thing. What's weird?
Yeah, Ubu's getting some inspiration. He watches the show.
What? Ours? This one?
No, he watches Batman animated series.
Oh, how can he do that?
The real Ubu? Is Ubu on Cameo?
I gotta find it out. Back at the Batcave, Batman looks up the snake venom and talks to Alfred about the incident. Unfortunately, there's not much information to lead Raz, so Batman heads out to someplace to find Talia. We see again Bruce flying. That is not the Batwing. I feel like if you flew the Batwing, you'd be faster to get there. But he took the old school way.
Well, that would be assuming that this was a Batman episode, but this is a Indiana Jones / The Mummy episode. So
yeah, you're right. That is true. Talia is shocked to learn that her father is alive and didn't try to contact her. Bruce is that it's Raz and wants to know why he's so interested in the scroll. Talia explains that the scroll is a part of a map that Raz has the other half. The map leads to the tomb of the Egyptian queen of Thoth Khafre, and Raz has been obsessed with finding it. She doesn't know why he's after the tomb, but Batman decides to go off, has to go after him anyways.
Go off,
Talia agrees.
Batman.
Yes, Talia agrees to help and takes Batman to a hidden sanctuary in Cairo. Bruce still loves Talia, but the relationship is very complicated. Also, do you guys like Bruce Wayne's tan suit?
No.
Oh,
No, I don't.
It doesn't fit with him.
he's casual.
I like his big puffy pants later.
Well,
Oh.
people start wearing. Everybody starts wearing those big puffy pants later, and I
Yeah,
do
so
appreciate
many.
that. I like
There's-
that as a design choice.
So much excess puffiness that he's able to tear some off, and they're still puffy.
It's true. It's not work as a pocket anymore, but hey, he could plug his ears real good. Yeah, this Bruce here, the one we're talking about now. Yeah, he kind of looks like he's like in New Orleans or something. That's what
Yeah.
it feels like to me.
Looks like it. Talia and Bruce walks into the shop using the ultrasound radar. They find their way into the secret entrance. However, the shop owner finds them, and he and a couple of thugs detain the duo. They're dealt with easily enough, and the couple heads down. They find the completed scroll and the translation. Now for this outfit of Bruce, he looks like Laura Croft.
Oh.
The light blue shirt with the brown boots.
He's definitely wearing a blue shirt and brown boots. You are correct.
Yeah, that's Bruce Croft right there. However, Ra's al Ghul stops them from getting the scroll and explains that the queen had power over life and death. He now seeks to have the power for himself. Yeah, his explanation is done. Ra's al Ghul traps both Batman and Talia, his own daughter, in the glass case with no air supply. Batman tries the best to break out, but the glass is too strong. Talia gives up, and Batman uses his sonar device to break the glass with the sound vibrations. Now freed, the duo decides to do what must be done. Like a submarine, Mr. Wayne. Batman and Talia makes their way to the tomb and climbs in. However, Ra's al Ghul watches their actions from afar. Inside the temple, they find the queen sarcophagus, but Ra's al Ghul arrives and has Ubu open the coffin. Inside are scrolls that are so old they crumble under Ra's al Ghul's hands. Batman and Talia take the opportunity to escape, leaving Raz to despair. However, while the duo deals with Ra's al Ghul's thugs, he finds the lever and opens a passageway under the coffin. Inside, Ra's al Ghul finds dozens of skeletons surrounding a green pool. From a pool arises a beautiful woman, the Queen of Egypt, Thoth Khafre, who promises the knowledge of the power of the gods if Ra's al Ghul will join her. She then seduces him and lures him in. She embraces and kisses Raz. Her true hag-like nature is revealed as she sucks the life from his body. Yo,
Oh,
is
boy.
Ra's al Ghul stupid?
Emotep.
Is he
Emotep.
stupid?
Yeah, I
He's,
mean, should he known better?
I mean, he's really desperate. You know, that's what's really to take from here is that Raz or Raish, however you want to pronounce it, is not very smart because he wants that power, you know,
No.
and he just got life forced, and now he's a sad old man.
Yeah. Well, Emotep.
Yeah.
I got rewatched from the Mummy movies. They're good. Not the third one.
You should watch the Mummy cartoon.
There was a cartoon
There was a
Yeah.
cartoon
Oh yeah,
when it came out, like
when we were
the
kids.
WB Kids. Oh,
I think I think it was WB. Yeah.
oh, damn. Oh, I'll look for it. Fortunately, it doesn't have Brazen Fraser as the voice.
That's his character.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna watch. I might have to watch it right now. Not right now. Fortunately, Batman and Talia arrive and stop the Queen from finishing off Raish. Outraged, the Queen summons the souls from her pool, which forms tentacles and sees Talia. Batman cuts the tentacles with the sword to free Talia, and as she bears as an aged and withered Raish out of the chamber, Batman tries to kill the Queen with a grenade, but is ineffective. As the Queen summons her souls for a renewed assault, Batman shoves a statue of the some old god, I guess, causing the temple to collapse over and buries the Queen. Furthermore, Raish Al Ghul is restored to normal. Guys, she's dead. She got plummeted.
Well, he threw a bat grenade just like he did at Godzilla that one time.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Don't pretend you know.
No, I don't know. What the hell are you talking about?
Don't pretend you
What
know.
do you mean you don't know? You don't know the ancient text? All right, well,
I
we'll have to
don't
deal
know.
with that after
The
the pod.
sacred text. I think. Am I wrong? Did they like just replay a shot here with the little goo men coming up, and then he blows a couple up, and then they just play the same shot again?
It kind of
Like
looks like it.
Either that or very similar. And then yeah, he threw a bat grenade, and then he ran away.
Well, with the Queen gone, the group heads out, and Ra's al Ghul reaccepts Talia as his daughter for like the 100th time. However, when she sees that Ra's al Ghul is tied up and learns that Batman intends to take him to the authorities, she turns on him and takes his horse. She then frees her father, and the group leaves. After Ubu leaves Batman a canteen, he takes it and vows that will be another time. Guys, we got a character development for Ubu here. I like it. I love to see that.
He helped Ubu, so it makes sense he wants to help him back. I did think it was funny that Talia rides up next to Batman and she's like, "So Batman, what are you gonna do with my dad?" He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take him to the authorities," and just immediately like, "Yeah, no." It's like,
No.
"Oh, Bruce, you didn't see that coming. You didn't see that coming at all. I guess not."
Well, the expression he makes certainly says he didn't see it coming.
Uh-huh.
Well, do you guys give this a thumbs up or a thumbs down for this episode?
Thumbs up. Yeah, I would give it a thumbs up. Not a strong thumbs up, but I mean, it's funny because this predates the Brendan Fraser Mummy by like a good several years. So to say that it has influences is not correct at all. But I like the Mummy. I like sort of ancient Egypt sort of adventure film stuff, and it has this. They fight like a ghost lady at the end. So that wasn't super exciting, but I liked Bruce and Talia having like a little adventure. They meet the guy who's selling the knockoff like relics and things, and that was all very fun. And I like the ending. The villain, I guess you could say, the confrontation of the spooky ancient Egyptian woman, not so much, but everything else I really enjoyed.
Absolutely. What about you, Skyler? Do you like this Indiana Jones episode of Batman?
I feel like I could take it or leave it. I mean, I also enjoy the like Egyptian adventure aesthetic, but I feel like this crosses a line just barely to me where it doesn't feel like Batman, like a Batman episode. I'm still gonna give it a thumbs up because I think I like enough the race stuff and the Talia things. Like, of course, she heel turned at the end. I'm iffy, but I'll still give it a thumbs up.
What about you, Ray? Do you despise Egypt? I don't know. Do you like this episode?
My good lord.
I definitely don't despise Egypt.
Okay, good.
Let me make that very clear. I like this episode. I like it's not the strongest, but like it's not bad in a way. It almost feels like because usually in more modern things we leave Bruce's connection to the Al Ghuls as like a pre-Batman thing. but like
Hmm.
here we're getting that development while he's already Batman. So that's, interesting. Um yeah, I like the lady. I like her little cauldron born men just there. And yeah, I'll give it a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm also giving it a thumbs up. I think towards the end of the episode, it just reminds me of like Scooby Doo, like Zombie Island. Kind of reminds me of that, maybe a little bit.
Okay, yeah.
Um,
The
again,
witch's ghost.
exactly. Again, I just want to reiterate that Scooby Doo Zombie Island is the best Scooby Doo movie ever.
I don't think that holds up in court.
We'll find that later. But I do have an interesting fact for this episode. Last episode is to feature Brock Peters as the voice of Lucius Fox. Mel Winkler will take on the role in the new adventures of Batman. So this is the last of Brock Peters here.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Episode 5 here, last episode. Episode 5, House and Garden. This episode deserves to be I don't want to get into it now. A giant creature a giant creature climbs his way up a building and enters an apartment through the window. It seems to know that the territory well. As it moves towards an abstract painting, tearing it away, a safe is revealed, and the strange being wastes no time disposing of the door and gathering its contents. The creature is interrupted by the owner, but is quick to knock him out cold and leaves with the goods. Have you guys ever had a unwanted guest in your house?
Bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely bugs. That'd be the biggest thing. Unlike Bullock, who seems to be fine with the amount of insects. Anytime you have bugs in your house, you're like, where are they coming from? I just want to find the place that they're coming from and torch it. So if they were grass people, I'd feel that times 10.
Times 10.
Yeah.
100%. At the police department, Commissioner Gordon and the police scientists analyzed a strange green substance that turns out to be poison. The same poison was used 4 different times during the past month. The scientist admits to not identifying it and manifests his worry that he might not be able to keep the victims of the poison alive for much longer. Batman reveals himself from behind, from the shadows, and points out his suspicion of poison ivy in the matter. However, Gordon insists that she is not a valid suspect and admits his beliefs that Ivy has turned over a new leaf. He reveals that she has been released from Arkham Asylum after apparently completing her therapy successfully. She is also married her psychiatrist, Stephen Cargyle, becoming the stepmother of the 2 children, Chris and Kelly. The next day, Batman and Gordon pay a visit to the Cargyle residence and express their suspicion regarding the mysterious robberies and poisoning attacks. Ivy sustains her innocence and her thrust of her redemption, explaining her attachment to her new family and her new life. Ivy explains that's because of her hyperimmune system. She can have children, unfortunately, of her own, and thought biological means. She insists that she's happy with her husband and her stepsons, accepting her for who she is. She would never commit crimes after finding their affection, claiming that Poison Ivy is dead. Guys, do you guys believe Poison Ivy here at this moment?
Yes.
Oh, we got different opinions here. I say no. This is Poison Ivy. It's just she's a lying bitch. It's just not gonna fly. So
Hit me there.
Okay.
I don't think that she's telling the truth ever in her life until she is.
In Anthony's defense, this version in this show version of Poison Ivy is a lying bitch. That is true.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. At this point, I feel like I was convinced. I was like, she has a family. Like,
You
I think she's
thought
in peace.
you thought she turned over a new leaf, no pun intended.
Hmm.
Like that. You were fully on the side of her going, I guess she's fine now.
Yeah.
Also, just because you have a family doesn't mean you're a good person.
But
Ooh.
so Abrar, what about the big grass monster at the beginning? What did you think? Who did that?
Look, Gotham is crazy. So if there's a green monster up there, it makes sense because
Big
anything can happen
green
in Gotham
monster.
City.
We're not in Boston.
No,
Yeah.
look, I don't know, but I do have another question.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Do you guys want to see Uma Thurman reprising her role as Poison Ivy in a DC project?
No.
No.
Oh,
no.
Does she even act anymore?
Yeah, she's in a new movie, I think, coming out with somebody on Netflix. I think she's in a Netflix movie, The Old Guard 2. I think she's in
Oh.
that.
I heard that. Yeah.
Good for her. Get that check, Uma.
Dang. So you don't want to see her like in a Clayface type of movie, like standalone?
No.
Poison Ivy standalone. Damn.
You're trying to shoehorn Uma Thurman, Poison Ivy into the Clayface movie?
They're both made out
It
of
Stuff.
mud and
Matter.
grass.
They're both made out of
Matter.
matter. Yeah. Put Mr. Freeze in there too. He's made out of ice, kinda.
If you think about it. All right. I thought you guys would say yes. Like, we want Irma to come back.
No,
I
we
thought-
don't
I
have
was expecting
nostalgia
that.
on this show.
Damn. No Batman Robin here. At Gotham's university dorms, Dick Grayson is flirting with a girl named Sydney. He is interrupted by a call from Batman requesting him to find information on Stephen Cargyle. The girl leaves and Dick is left alone in his room. He noticed a shadow near the door and moves towards it, hoping it to be Sydney, but instead he is attacked by the strange creature. It smashes through the door, knocking off a nearby lamp. Unable to see the attacker, Dick receives a direct blow.
Not a blow to the dick.
I do like that when Bruce calls, he's like, "Do you have company over?" And he's like, "Well, not anymore."
Yeah.
And he just goes, "I'm sorry." Like he does apologize. He didn't mean to. Wasn't his fault. His intention to do this to Dick, but
he just ruined this young college man's Saturday night.
he was trying to make the moves on this girl, and sadly, it did not end up happening. It could have though. It was working on her. She was game.
Almost. Well, the police investigate the
Almost
crime
got him.
scene. Almost. Good callback. Some search for clues, and others comfort Sydney. Apparently, the only witness. Bruce and Gordon are also there questioning her. Gordon tells Bruce about his theory about that Dick had been kidnapped to blackmail him. While driving away, he is ambushed from behind by a planned creature struggling to keep the car on the road. Bruce asks the creature what is it after, and it demands $5 million to be sent to him at the docks at midnight in exchange for Dick's life. Look, I have to be real here. When the creature started to talk, I was like, I'm out. I zoned out.
You got something against Jim Cummings?
No. I was like, what is this episode? But don't worry.
You
At
wanted
the end,
Poison Ivy stuff. That's what you were interested in.
yeah, kind of right. I was like, this is dumb. I'm out. But don't worry, I kept watching. Bruce returns to his manor, prepares the money, decides to check on Ivy. He follows her throughout the day, but does not find any legal evidence. In fact, the opposite seems to be true. Poison Ivy seems to take pleasure in the life of a housewife, taking the children to school and running errands during the day. Batman concludes his observations of Ivy by observing her from the roof of her house as she is returning home in the afternoon. Vines in turn wrapped themselves around Batman and delivers him to the ground where Ivy confronts him. Ivy says she is happy in her life, dude, and she would not throw it away. At last, she is at peace and life, and she just wants this life. She wants this life. Yeah. But Batman, dude, again, at this point, I'm like, dude, Batman, leave her alone. She's enjoying her life. She doesn't want anything to want. She wants nothing with you, you know. But don't worry, Bruce shows up at the docks.
I can't wait to finally see what this big green monster looks like. I hope he doesn't look really silly.
Well, Bruce shows up at the docks with the suitcase containing $5 million ransom and waits for a sign from the kidnapper. Shortly after, his name is called by a voice hidden behind a row of crates. The creature demands the suitcase, but Bruce remains unfazed and requests to see his ward. The creature extends his arm and shows a tied up and blindfolded Dick struggling to release himself. And then hides again, its voice growling angrily. While asking again for the money, Bruce kicks the suitcase towards the crates and asks that the boy be sent out. Instead, the creature attacks him head and finally sees its body, a giant green monster. To be honest with you guys, it looks like a deformed Hulk.
They really gave up once they got to the head of this guy.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason behind it. Like, we'll find out why he looks the way that he does.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
No, I get it.
Bruce only dodges the creature's blows, but in the end falls over into the water. The monster turns and grabs a hold of Dick, preparing to throw him into the water as well. Before he can proceed, Batman rises from the water and cuts the monster's claw with his batarang. The creature panics, and Batman takes the opportunity to strike him frontally. The monster manages to escape by throwing Batman into the row of crates and running away, abandoning the docks. Afterward, Batman and Robin checks notes in the Batmobile. Batman confesses to Robin that he is no longer considers Ivy a suspect because all she wants to be is to be left alone with her husband and sons. Robin expresses surprise when hearing about Stephen Cargile's sons, and it reveals the truth to Batman. Dr. Cargile's ex-wife is the one who has custody of their kids, and the two never had any sons. The real Chris and Kelly are actually both girls. When that happened, now I'm in. I'm like, what is happening now?
Now you're in. There's 7 minutes left.
I know. Now I'm in. I'm like, okay. This episode's intriguing now. With the information in hand, Batman and Robin returns to investigate the Cargyle house. Robin checks the house and notices everyone is inside asleep, except Ivy. Batman takes notes and tinkers with the garden's pipelines before pursuing it. The two look around and discover a hidden laboratory. After a closer inspection, they find the real Dr. Cargyle in a testing tube, begging them to stop her. Shortly after freeing him, Batman hears voices from his head, Randy Orton, coming from strange pods in the room. Closing in on them, he is shocked to see babies emerging from the pods. Caught off guard, Batman and Robin and Dr. Cargyle are captured by Ivy's vines. Ivy herself emerges and confesses that she's used her mind-controlled lipstick to make Cargyle marry her. She then explains her experiments. She used Cargyle's DNA to create a humanoid plant babies who grow quickly, first resembling human boys, and then growing into a duplicate of Cargyle before finally becoming the plant monster before dying and dissolving, to be replaced by the next batch.
You're gonna have to let us jump in and unpack some of this.
The next batch of babies.
Abrar's trying to get through it too so fast because he's so scared. He wants to get through it and he can't deal with it.
Ivy confesses sent out the monster to steal to fund her experiments to keep creating the sort of family she wanted. She feeds the plant babies a fast-acting growth formula, causing them to rapidly grow into monsters and sending them after her enemies. Ivy is crazy, guys.
No kidding.
Oh my god. And you, ladies and gentlemen, a little behind the scenes action here. Abrar's home does not have AC currently. Is that still correct?
That is true.
Yes.
He powered through that. For no one asked him to do that. I don't know why he did that on his own. And he did that knowing that he has no form of reprieve other than his singular water bottle. So you know what, Abrar, I guess good job.
When it comes to the independent podcast scene, there's not a better worker in the game than the Brown Boy Wonder. Give him a round of applause.
I tried, guys. I tried. What was your thoughts on this big reveal here?
Oh,
All the way
okay, all right.
back to 10 minutes ago when you started your
We're
little
gonna
monologue.
take it one step at a time. Way back, so how they find the entrance to the secret laboratory, which is so Goosebumps coded, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, yeah.
They go into the greenhouse, and Batman notes that like the tomato plant is plastic. It's a fake plant, so it's hiding the entrance to the thing. Which made me think, I've never questioned this before. What does Poison Ivy eat? Because I was like, you would think like she would be a quote unquote vegetarian because like, you know, the meat industry, the beef industry is bad for the environment, how, you know, we mass produce cattle and all that stuff. But then I'm like, well, wait, but she is a carrot her friend? Does she want to eat or is it like her friend is the plant that gives the tomato, and tomato is just something does she eat vegetables?
Well, that's a good question. In the Harley and Ivy episode, she is eating a salad. Remember, she gives a salad to Harley, and she makes a Joker face out of the plate.
Right.
I like the idea of her being sort of a carnivore. I know in the cartoon DC Superhero Girls, that show had like a lot of like cartoony adaptations of DC characters. And Poison Ivy in that show, she was like a basket case shut-in. And in that show, she was like a carnivore. Like that was the gimmick of like she wouldn't eat plants because plants are her friends.
Yeah.
So therefore, she only ate meat.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of a funny spin on it, rather than because you're right. Like, well, if the plants are her babies, why is she eating them?
Yeah. Why
doesn't make sense?
Why would she eat a tomato or something? But yeah, then I was like, well, would she eat a cow? She probably doesn't give a shit about the cow, you know? So
no, she doesn't like animals and living creatures. She likes plants.
Maybe she's asexual. She does photosynthesis.
That's unrelated. That's a different topic.
What that would do. I mean, when she does have the green skin and like in the comics for like forever now, like she does photosynthesize and everything. So she has evolved past needing to consume food in the way that we think of it. But this Ivy still needs to eat.
Yeah,
True.
She's eating something.
She's not SpongeBob when he says photosynthesis.
That's true. She's not. All right, now let's get on to the babies in the basement.
Oh.
Horrifying.
Yeah.
Like actual nightmare stuff as far as a children's cartoon is concerned.
Yeah. I don't like they have like little veins on them. I don't like them calling out for like their mommy. I don't like any of that.
I think they're cute little Cabbage Patches.
Oh, you started.
Yeah, of course you do.
No, I mean they're babies, but like, whoa,
they're evil.
Yeah.
You got something against vegetable babies?
If they look like that.
Also, she learned how to grow them from the trapped husband's DNA. Now, DNA can mean a lot of things.
Oh, hang on.
What was, you know what?
Well, DNA kind of means one thing, but there's a lot of things that can give you DNA.
Get this woman off the show. I'm tired of it. This is ridiculous.
Well, Listen,
Well-
I'm trying to hold myself back. I swear.
You are not.
Oh my god.
We were
No,
friends.
you're
He
not.
corrected
We
Abrar
were
on saying
friends at
this
the beginning
man's
of this.
name wrong the entire time.
Oh,
That
I
is-
wasn't gonna say that.
That is
What?
true, that
What
is
was his
true.
name?
You've been saying
Carlisle.
Cargyle, and his name is Carlisle.
Carlisle. Carlisle. Oh, I'm so
You were
sorry.
just thinking of the real Agent Argyle. Was the problem?
Yes.
Instead of
Man.
Carlisle from Twilight.
Yes.
Who has never seen
Carlisle.
Twilight?
I've seen Red Moon and then the first one. I'm like
Red Moon.
Red Moon.
the Red Moon.
Which one's that?
Oh, Moon Red.
You know what? We'll talk about
New
Twilight
moon,
some
new
other
moon.
time.
New Moon.
Talk about Twilight some other time.
Probably not.
This is scary, and all the times earlier, Abrar, when you were like, "Leave her alone, Batman. She's living her life."
Yeah.
Well, this is the life she's living.
I got it. When Batman reveals this, I'm like, okay, Batman has a point.
Batman, I
Uh,
apologize.
Batman, if you're listening, I apologize.
He is listening. He's sent us 2 messages,
That is true. He's somewhere around us.
and Harley Quinn
Among
sent
us.
one.
She did. Yeah, I forgot about that. Is she doing okay, Ray?
No.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh
god!
my
Rest in
God.
peace.
Sabu. Meanwhile, Batman manages to cut himself, not like that, and Robin free and fight the creatures. Batman stuns them by plucking nearby cables and electrocuting them. They then take out Carlisle.
Ooh.
Lyle.
Goliath.
No, you're throwing a
Carlisle.
G in there that doesn't
Carlisle.
need to be there. It's fine. You can say how you've been saying it. We're almost done.
Did you just call him Steven?
Steven.
No,
Yeah.
we know.
Yeah.
We know a different one of those.
Steven's
come-
It's
DNA.
spelled differently.
Oh, not
It is.
Steven's DNA.
The food.
Steve. They take out Dr. Steve and try to run away to find more mutants waiting for them. Throughout, outnumbered, the dynamic duo manages to come through at it all. As the creature is close, Batman turns on the sprinklers and plant monsters quickly dissolve into puddles of green goo. Batman admits it's to replacing the water ivy tanks with weed killer to guard against the potential attack. Batman deduce that she couldn't replicate Dr. Steven's daughters with the male DNA, so she created his sons instead. Ivy then points out that she could create duplicates of herself before dissolving into puddles herself.
What a
She
twist.
only big twist.
That's a cool reveal. Yeah, I like that.
She was only an artificial copy, just like her experiments. The police arrive soon after to wrap up the case and to use the laboratory contents to form an antidote for Ivy's poison. Later, the real poison Ivy flies away from Gotham. Inside the plane, she skims through her photo album, fixating her gaze on her wedding photo, shedding a tear upon it. In a voiceover, Batman admits that he believed Poison Ivy when she told him that she was happy for once in her life with her familia.
What a photo album it was too. All right,
Yeah.
so the picture of the family, 2 pictures of Harley,
Mm.
a picture of herself posing sexy on a car,
Yeah,
a
that was
picture of a potted plant,
Her dad.
and then a picture of Bruce Wayne shaking hands with Harvey Dent. People she's tried to kill.
Yeah, true.
Well, are we giving this Ivy episode a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
A green thumbs up. I think this
Oh.
is Poison Ivy's best solo episode. Obviously, she's in more ensemble things, and I like those episodes. But in terms of a Poison Ivy episode, I think this is an interesting idea to run with. I like when they do stories about rehabilitation and can they really change and do things like that. Obviously, Brock was kind of that, showing his true nature.
Right.
So here you do question of has she changed? Is she different? No. But the true like horror element it takes at the end is so memorable that like people still talk about this episode because it's like, oh wait, it's the one with the plant babies. Like that's pretty cool. That's a really cool way to take the character versus like, remember that episode where Alfred goes to the spa?
With
Like
his
that
girlfriend.
episode was
Of course, I
with
remember
his
that.
girlfriend, the annoying girlfriend. Like that was like a This felt like a real Batman story, and I really liked that about it.
100%. Skyler, would you marry Poison Ivy or Pamela Owsley?
I know I shouldn't, but I probably would. Yeah, but no,
Fair
but
enough.
regardless of that, yeah, I'm gonna give this one a thumbs up. As far as Poison Ivy episodes go, as Anthony said, it's probably the best one. It's definitely the one that I remember the most. I always remember the like, has she really reformed storyline? And I think it's really good. There's some goofy stuff in it. I think the ending definitely saves it from that goofy stuff. And there's some really powerful, scary things.
Oh, yeah.
And also, Robin does that cool little flip off the roof. And then he does
Show
a second
off.
flip when he lands.
Absolute show off. I love it.
Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, definitely
good.
thumbs up.
Yeah, 100%. Ray, would you date the Doctor?
No. Purely because his last name is not Cargyle. I kid. I missay things all the time. But no, I like this episode. I echo the sentiments that this is probably the best solo Ivy episode. I love the creepy babies. I love that essentially Ivy was just like, man, my biological clock is ticking and I want some children and I don't know how to do that. And so yeah, she made like plant clones and that's pretty cool. So yeah, this gets a thumbs up for me.
Yeah, thumbs up for me as well. It was about to be a big thumbs down when that creature was talking. I'm like, get this guy out of here.
Specifically when he was talking.
Yeah, as soon as he started talking, I'm like, boo. But then at the last half of the episode, I'm like, all right, this should have been a movie on its own. It's a huge thumbs up for me as well. I do have an interesting fact for this episode. Skyler, you just say, get this lady out of here. Well,
Are we getting her out?
This is the last full appearance of Poison Ivy in Batman the Animated Series.
I was talking about Ray when I said that.
Oh.
Well, in reference to getting women out of here, this also applies.
That's true.
Tangential, you know.
It'll be the last Harley Quinn episode that we get Ray out of here.
Well, again, she does show up, but I don't know which episode, but she doesn't have any dialogue. So this is her last episode.
Never again?
Yeah.
Well, she's in New Adventures, but she's not in animated series anymore. So the next time we see her in like an episode talking, she might look a little different.
Well, yeah, we'll get into that design soon and other designs as well coming up. But yeah, that was season 2, episode 1 through 5. Guys, that was it for this episode. Ray, where can they find you?
You can find me on a corner playing solitaire, and yeah, don't bug me. I'm playing solitaire.
You don't play pinball?
I play solitaire.
They don't keep pinball machines on the corner.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well,
you should have said they could find you at the 24-hour donut shop.
I didn't. You know that it's right there.
That's a proper
that's true.
callback.
It is right there. But Skyler, what about you, man? Where can they find you?
Oh boy, you could find me on Blue Sky, the social media platform. My handle there is at Skyler 8-bit, I suppose. You can also find me on my own podcast with some other asshole. That is called Ready Set Replay. When you can listen to that on YouTube or Spotify, or you could follow it on Twitter at rsr_POD. We've been doing some fun stuff over there. We just talked about the Superman trailer.
Mm.
And I don't think it's going to be out for a while, but I'm excited because we've recently started playing and discussing the early Resident Evil games.
Oh, those are kind of scary.
Keep an eye out for that. Some of my favorite games.
That's pretty good. What about you, Anthony? Can they find you anywhere?
Can they find me? That's a good question. Skyler, you should have said they could find you at the 24-hour donut place. But you can find me in a lot of places like YouTube, Anthony Reviews, where Anthony reviews. I have my own podcast called The Grud, where my friend Kirk Beatty and I discuss movies and shows and various things that we've seen as of that episode. But really, that is all the main places that you can find me. So just go check those out.
Fantastic. And you can follow this podcast where you're listening to right now on Spotify. I'm also on Apple Podcasts. I make clips on Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, sometimes Facebook. Also, I don't really do this as well. I'm also on YouTube as well. Just look up Brown Boy Wonder Podcast. You'll see me there. And yeah, that was it, guys. That's how should I end this? Batman out or?
Bye.
Ray
Oh, that
ended it.
scared me. Okay.